Shabbat Shalom. As we have already discussed a little bit, this week's Torah portion, called Parashat Vayetzei, includes one of the Torah's most heavily interpreted passages, the story of Jacob's ladder. Our ancestor Jacob, in the midst of his travels, lays his head down on a rock to go to sleep, and the Torah shares his vivid dream. A stairway was set on the ground, and its top reached to the sky, and the angels of God were going up and down on it. And standing beside Jacob was the Eternal, who said, "I am Adonai, the God of your father Abraham and the God of Isaac. The ground on which you are lying I will assign to you and your offspring. Your descendants shall be as the dust of the earth. You shall spread out to the west and to the east, to the north and to the south. All the families of the earth shall bless themselves by you and your descendants. Remember, I am with you. I will protect you wherever you go and will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you." Generations of rabbis, scholars, artists, authors, and musicians have been drawn to the story's vivid imagery and compelling, somewhat mysterious spiritual significance. This story has inspired thousands of years of rabbinic midrash and interpretation. It has inspired art by Rembrandt, poetry by John Newton, the author of Amazing Grace, even the sculpture outside the window of our Sifriya, our library, by the staircase to the second floor of the JLL. Tonight, I'd like to share 3 musical interpretations of the story of Jacob's ladder, both from Jewish and secular traditions. The rabbis have imagined what Jacob's ladder represents. One well-known midrash suggests that the ladder is Torah and heaven is Mount Sinai, with Torah being what connects heaven and earth. Another interpretation suggests that the ladder symbolizes a path of spiritual ascendance toward encounter with God, and that keeping our tradition's commandments and living out its values allows us to climb the ladder's rungs. The first song I would like to share derives from an early African-American spiritual, likely composed by people enduring the horrors of slavery in the second half of the 18th or the first part of the 19th century, called "We Are Climbing Jacob's Ladder." It imagines that following the will of God is a pathway to climbing higher and higher, ultimately, perhaps, ascending to the heights of freedom out of the depths of slavery. The original words were, "We are climbing Jacob's ladder, soldiers of the cross. Every rung goes higher, higher, soldiers of the cross. If you love him, why not serve him, soldiers of the cross? Faithful prayer will make a soldier, soldiers of the cross." The version I will be sharing, which was adapted by Pete Seeger, downplays the religious element of the song, imagining instead that societal cooperation, the act of human beings working together, can bring mankind to new heights, helping to alleviate all of our societal ills and creating a just world for all.
Brothers, sisters, all.
The spiritual we just sang imagines us ascending higher and higher on Jacob's ladder, a symbol of the act of always striving towards something greater. The Torah text, however, describes the angels as not just ascending higher and higher, but as repeatedly ascending to the heavens and then ascending back to earth. In fact, one of the great questions the rabbis pose about this passage of Torah text is, why does the Torah refer to the angels first as ascending and then descending? Shouldn't it be the other way around? And if the angels were already on earth, as we must assume that they were if they first needed to ascend back to the heavens, then where were the angels coming from and why were they there? And once the angels ascend to heaven, why would they then need to continue to descend and ascend again? There is a rabbinic midrash that suggests that, in fact, angels roam the earth to observe human behavior and then ascend back to the heavens to offer their reports to God. The next song I will offer is an Israeli folk song called Malach Misulam Yaakov, which means the angel from Jacob's ladder. The song was written by a famous Israeli composer named Nurit Hirsch, who, in case you're interested in Jewish music trivia, also wrote, Ohoseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. The lyrics of the song read, in the morning, a white-winged angel descended from heaven on Jacob's ladder to the dewy lawn of my house. Where do you come from, and where are you going? From the Negev desert to Gilead. Who will see you there, our good angel, the tent of Esau and the house of Jacob? As we know, Jacob and Esau are in conflict from the days of their youth, when Jacob steals Esau's blessing from their father Isaac. This song imagines those angels of Jacob's dream who roam the earth to keep tabs on our behavior, descending from the heavens to find a picture of peaceful coexistence between Jacob and Esau, likely a reference to a yearning for peaceful coexistence among peoples within the modern state of Israel. And yet, that peace remains elusive, with the song continuing, before I can open my door to greet God's angel, he spreads his wings and flies away to the heavens, the angel from Jacob's ladder. Perhaps the song encourages us in the midst of conflict and all of those things most base in earthly life to continue to climb the ladder toward the heavens, a metaphor for pursuing spiritual growth, and then to descend again to earth so that we might bring some divine goodness and peacefulness back down with us.
בבוקר אל דשא ביתי הרטוב, אל דשא ביתי הרטוב, ירד משמיים בלובן כנפיים, מלאך מסולם יעקב. מאין תבוא ואנה תצעד, מארץ הנגב אל ארץ גלעד, את מי שם תראה מלאכנו הטוב, את אוהל עשיו ואת בית יעקב. בבוקר אל דשא ביתי הרטוב, אל דשא ביתי הרטוב, ירד משמיים בלובן כנפיים, מלאך מסולם יעקב.
The final song I'd like to share on the theme of Jacob's ladder is called God Was in This Place. It was written by a contemporary Jewish composer and synagogue musician from Atlanta named Beth Schaefer. Schaefer's composition offers an interpretation of Jacob's exclamation upon awakening from his dream. Achen yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh ve'anochi lo yadati. Truly, God is in this place, and I did not know it. How awe-inspiring is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. Schaefer imagines Jacob's declaration as a reminder to all of us that we are never alone, that even in our most vulnerable moments, even when we feel we have no one to turn to, we can find solace in God's sheltering presence. For me, Schaefer's midrash calls to mind the well-known words of the 23rd Psalm, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. What is interesting to note, however, is that Schaefer entitles her song not God is in this place, but rather God was in this place. Perhaps the song points out to us how easy it is to become distracted, to miss that divine presence that is here with us if we can only stop to experience it. As we hear these words and this melody, let us feel God's presence with us in this sanctuary tonight.
I've been blind to your presence. I've been deaf to your call. Head full of cries, full of lies, not clear at all. I have wrestled in my sleep. I have pushed you away. Now I'm left in the quiet where I weep and I pray.